Cara Caudill Cox was a vibrant 41-year-old from Seminole, Oklahoma, a proud member of the Muskogee Nation. Known for her warm spirit and unique style, she stood just over 5 feet tall, with brown hair and eyes, and distinctive markings: a Care Bear tattoo on her arm, a scorpion on her neck, and a purple birthmark on her shoulder blade. For her family, she was more than those identifiers. She was a daughter, a sister, and a friend who always stayed connected. On May 15, 2022, Cara vanished. Phone calls went unanswered, and messages stopped. It was unlike her to vanish without a word. Concern grew quickly as the days stretched on, leading to a discovery that would raise even more questions than answers. 5 days later, Cara's green 2000 Honda Civic Del Sol was located. Not by family, not by police, but by a tow truck driver. It had been sitting abandoned at Love's Travel Stop off 1-40 in Seminole, left unattended long enough to be removed. To those who loved Cara, this was the first chilling clue. Why was her car left behind, and where was she? The car, once her lifeline for independence, now stood as a silent witness. With no sign of Cara inside, investigators faced a troubling reality: a vehicle abandoned on a busy interstate stop with no clear answers. And Cara herself had not been seen since that fateful day. Family and investigators learned Cara had been traveling with a man, an over-the-road truck driver. He admitted they had been together, but his account was inconsistent. At times, he claimed to have dropped her at a rest stop in Arizona. Other times he said California. Each version only deepened suspicions. If Cara truly was left at a rest stop hundreds of miles from home, why had she not contacted anyone? Why was her car back in Seminole if she was supposedly far away? To her loved ones, the contradictions felt less like confusion and more like concealment. Weeks later, hope flickered. On June 3, 2022, a possible sighting was reported near Joseph City, Arizona. A woman, matching Cara's description, was seen walking on back roads by the Westover Bridge around 5:30 p.m. Was this Cara? Had she managed to survive long enough to be spotted hundreds of miles from Seminole? But the lead, like so many in missing person cases, faded into uncertainty. Without confirmed footage or further contact, it remained nothing more than a haunting possibility. Still, her family clung to the idea that maybe, just maybe, she was alive out there somewhere. One thing Cara's family emphasized was her unique identifiers: a green Care Bear tattoo on her arm, a scorpion tattoo on her neck with her name hidden in its tail, and a striking purple birthmark on her shoulder blade. These features made her instantly recognizable, impossible to mistake if truly seen. Posters, social media appeals, and cold case websites featured her photos and details. Yet, despite the widespread circulation of her description, no one came forward with definitive proof of her whereabouts. It was as if Cara had simply dissolved into the vastness of the American landscape. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office and the BIAOJ's Missing and Murdered Unit both took on Cara's case. Listed on NamUs, her file sits among thousands of unresolved disappearances. For Native women especially, cases like this are tragically common, often lost in bureaucratic gaps and underfunded searches. Investigators followed leads, but without solid evidence or cooperative witnesses, progress stalled. The truck driver companion was questioned, but his shifting stories seemed to lead nowhere concrete. Cara's family was left begging for more action, but time only made the silence louder. For Cara's family, each day without her has been torment. They speak of her laugh, her gentle presence, and the way she cared deeply for her loved ones. The uncertainty, not knowing if she is alive or gone, is the cruelest part. Rumors have swirled, theories whispered, but answers remain locked away. Her mother and relatives have turned to advocacy groups, seeking any resources to keep Cara's case from fading into obscurity. Every tattoo, every description repeated is a plea to the world. Remember her, search for her, don't let her vanish without a trace. Today, more than 2 years later, Cara's case remains unsolved. Her abandoned car, the conflicting accounts of her last companion, and the unconfirmed Arizona sighting are the only fragments of a story with no ending. For her family, the silence grows heavier with each passing day. Yet, in the shadows of uncertainty, hope lingers. Somewhere out there may still be answers. In a memory, in a forgotten camera recording, or in the conscience of someone who knows the truth. Until then, the disappearance of Cara Caudill Cox remains one of Seminole's most haunting mysteries. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you'll never miss an update. Leave your thoughts below. Every comment keeps these stories alive. Until next time, stay safe.